our feelings can feel like dismissed, or you feel like, are you hearing me? But like, are you hearing me? I just want to feel seen in all of this. I'm just trying to hold it together. God, I'm tired. God, I'm frustrated. God, I'm disappointed. Sometimes even all I have are tears. All I have are tears. Hey, what's up, you guys? It's Michelle. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to another video here on Chats with Michelle. You are not crazy. You are not crazy. I just felt so deeply like I needed to start the video like that. I have no idea who that's for, but you are feeling like, okay, wait, is it me? Am I crazy? You're not. I'm here to tell you you're not. You're not crazy. Nope, you're not crazy. Nope. You're not crazy. To know me is to know that I often say your feelings are valid when I'm speaking to someone. If they're sharing something with me and they're just, pouring out their emotions. And one of the first things that I would say, especially if I mean it, right? Because it has to be true. But I would say, you know what? Your feelings are valid. Your feelings are valid. And the reason why I wanted to share this is because I think oftentimes, especially just being Christian, you're trying to walk this whole faith walk out, etc. We're often being told by you just need to trust, you just need to have faith. And maybe even myself, maybe even me sitting here as you're watching me, you're thinking like, Michelle, you've also seemed like a talking head who's just saying, have faith, just trust God, believe. And I want to say, while I do believe those things are true, I do believe that, we have to trust God. We have to have the faith. We have to lean on the Lord, give him our frustrations, trust him with it all, everything, all the things. I also want to say that your feelings are valid, because I think sometimes our feelings can feel like dismissed, or you feel like, are you hearing me? But are you hearing me? Are you hearing what I'm saying? Are you understanding the frustration? Are you understanding the feeling? Are you understanding just the whole situation of it all? Do you hear me? Are you hearing me? Do you see me? And I just want to say, as I'm repeating myself over and over again, I want to say that I see you. I see you, because I think sometimes we just don't feel seen. It's like, okay, yeah, we trust God. God, I trust you. But I just want to feel seen in all of this, that I'm not going crazy, that my feelings are valid, because the saying life be lifing. And when life is lifing, sometimes 1 + 1 is just not equaling 2. It's just not equaling it. As much as we know it equal 2, it needs to equal 2, but we're for whatever reason, the 2 is just not coming up. It's just not making any sense. And you're just I do the best I can with what I got. And you may just be having that draining feeling of God, I am tired. I am so tired. In my own life, what helps me with confusion, frustration, just the need for clarity, is really quieting the noise. And what helps me do that, yes, is by spending intentional time with God. I know I said the whole bit in the beginning, but that's really what helps me. It's just really making time with God, being intentional about that time and seeking his face. And with that being said, I want to challenge you. I want to challenge you because this is something that I'm currently doing, and I want to challenge you to do the same. So for the next 7 days, right? So the day that you're watching this video, whatever day that is, the next 7 days, and start today. Today can be day number 1, because that's exactly what I did. For the next 7 days, I want you to be intentional about seeking the Lord's face. And of course, it doesn't only have to be 7 days. The whole point of this is to get you back in the groove, get you back in the habit of spending time with God, because I promise you, you'll begin to crave time with the Lord. That's what always happens to me. When I prioritize speaking to God, talking to God, bringing God my frustrations, making him my first response with everything, I tend to just want more of his presence. Now, I can't tell you what quiet time with the Lord should look like for you, but I can share what it tends to look like for me and what I'm doing in these next 7 days if you just maybe need a little bit of help or direction, etc. For me, prioritizing spending time with God at the beginning of the day is what works best for me. So me being the morning person here, I like to set aside anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour. And that's at the very minimum. If you feel like you want to do more, then please go ahead and do so. And the number one step as starting this in the morning is that you must get out of bed. You must get out of bed. For me, like, I cannot spend time with God in my bed, because something about me in my bed, I'm going to just go straight to bed. I'm going to go to sleep. I'm going to fall asleep. I just won't be intentional about the time. So the number one thing for me is getting out of the bed, removing myself from my bed, the place that I sleep, and coming either to the sofa or the table. Now, I'll be honest, I usually just go over to the sofa. I have like a little reading corner that I like to go to, and that's the number one step. The next thing that I like to do is play like worship music. Just kind of start with setting the tone for the day and setting the tone for the quiet time that I'm about to have. So I would like to play like one worship song. Now, I'll be honest, I didn't do that this morning. So as I was preparing for this video, I was like, okay, if someone were to ask me, what does that quiet time look like? I was like, okay, I was going down to different things, and I realized, oh my gosh, I did not listen to worship music this time around. And it made me realize how much I missed that and how much I like doing that. So I wanted to incorporate it. So that is something I'm going to be doing tomorrow and for the rest of the 7 days, right? So the next 6 days, that is something I'm going to be doing. I think it's really helpful. Then from there, I'll go into reading my word. And one of the things I like to do right before I start reading is just to ask the Lord very briefly to just remove all of the distractions out of my mind. I don't know about you, but my mind can tend to go a million miles a minute. So I just ask God to help me just clear my mind. And the second thing that I like to ask is if he would just allow the words on the page to just speak to me, Lord God, like, let me see, let me hear clearly, let me see what it is that you want me to see or hear while I'm reading the text. And after I read the word, then I'll go over to my commentary Bible. I've shared so many times, but I love the Tony Evans commentary Bible. And that's just so I can have a better understanding of what it is that I'm reading in God's word. And I'm currently reading Hebrews. So that's what I've chosen to read. I've been wanting to do a deep dive on Hebrews for no other reason other than I just wanted to. Like, I've been wanting to do a deep dive in Hebrews. So that's what I'm currently doing today. And I read chapter 1 today. And that chapter pretty much talks about sovereignty of the Son of God. And in, reading that and him explaining all of that, etc., he made mention here, and I just wanted to read it because I just felt like it was really encouraging, and I feel like it just kind of ties this whole entire video up in a bow. And it says, but if Jesus Christ has the power to keep the universe from unraveling, he has the power to hold you together too. This is why believers must never give up. And do you see what I mean about the importance of, like, just before you're getting ready to read, just asking God to just help you not only understand the text that's in the book, but also just to speak to you, right? Like, Lord, what are you saying? What are you saying to me? What are you maybe saying to me that I need to say to someone else, right? Just like asking God for just clarity and direction. And even for me, like, even though this is in the commentary Bible, so not necessarily the Bible, but just helping break down Hebrews, I just felt like it was so timely, and it was so necessary. Like, even like with me starting this video and being like, I see you, like, you're not crazy, like, you are seen. And just being able to read, like, I didn't know I was going to read that this morning when I was like, diving into Hebrews. And for him to say, like, but if Jesus Christ has the power to keep the universe from unraveling, he has the power to hold you together too. And if you're in that place and space in life where you just feel like, I'm just trying to hold it together, a metaphor that I tend to use, and I've felt like that before. My goodness, have I felt like that before, when you feel like you're literally just trying to keep your head above water. You're like, girl, Michelle, girl, like, I am literally, because 1 + 1 is just not equaling 2. I don't understand why. It's always equal 2, but for whatever reason in this season, it's not equaling 2, and you're just trying to keep your head above water. I want to encourage you and remind you that, like, if the Lord can keep the universe together, if he can keep the universe from unraveling, he can do the same thing for you too. Then after reading, I'll either find myself sitting in silence, or I might just journal. Sometimes I just feel like the Lord is saying a lot, and I'll just end up just writing, just journaling. But sometimes I'll just sit in silence. I'll pray, right? I might pray right after and just just see what God is saying. But even in all of that, I want to say also, there are some times where I don't do any of this, I'm telling you. Like, I don't, do the whole, the worship and then the reading the Bible and then the right. Like, there are times where, like, I might come to God with a heavy heart, and I am just being honest, and I'm being open to God, and I'm saying, God, I'm tired. God, I'm frustrated. God, I'm disappointed. God, I'm sad. Like whatever it is, even if that quiet time with God is like you just pouring your heart out to God and just saying, God, this is where I'm at right now. Because there's times where that happens too, where I will literally just be with God in the, at the crack of dawn, right? Like I said, I'm a morning person. I like getting up early, and I'll just spend time with God, and I'll say, just share my heart and be like, God, this is where I'm at. And sometimes even all I have are tears. All I have are tears to just like talk to God and just say, God, this is where I'm at right now. But I think it's even then, like, even through the tears, I can feel the Lord like comforting me. So I just want to encourage you the same, like I said, 7 days is just a way to just whet your appetite, right? To like just kind of prioritizing making it a thing again for you. Of course, the goal is for it to be a forever thing and just staying on track. But as we know, like sometimes we just get distracted, or you lose the groove. I'm included in this, like me too. Like with me being like, you know what? I need to get back to getting on a routine with God, because I feel like I've just been trying to find pockets, and instead of trying to find pockets, I need to make the pocket. I need to make the time. So I was like, I'm just gonna start today. like that was my mindset. I'm gonna start today, and that's what I did. I woke up this morning and I started, and then I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna share it I'm gonna share it too. I'm gonna share what I'm doing in hopes that whoever's watching would be encouraged to just do the same. That's the video. That's the video for today. I want to thank you so much for watching. Listen, if you found this video valuable, please consider sharing it with someone who may also find this video valuable. And while you're at it, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, because listen, there's so much to chat about. Bye.